So when moving abroad, a lot of people think of an emergency fund as having money to get back to the U.S. or wherever they're from in the event something happens, or to pay a medical bill,
or a medical situation
occurs.
Mm-hmm.
However,
we did not think about this. Hey everyone, it is Aging Grateful. I'm Bobby.
I'm Cedric.
And today's topic is it's really warranted about emergency funds. This is definitely coming from our heart.
Oh yeah.
Definitely coming from our heart. And the reason why we say that is because, as you saw in the clips, this actually happened. Okay,
Yes.
This was real life happening abroad here. And let me say this. This can occur anywhere, even in the United States, right? I mean, because there's a lot of flooding and hurricanes, things like in Florida, and earthquakes in California. I mean, so it's all over.
And for those of you that haven't heard, Puerto Vallarta got hit by a Category 4 hurricane, Hurricane Lidia.
Yes, on Tuesday. And
Yes.
she showed out. And then after she showed out, her cousin, the river,
And the rain and everything.
took over. Do you understand me? She took over. But we just really want to take a time and say, you know what, the people of Puerto Vallarta, first of all, prayers, our hearts go out to them and those who actually had a lot of things damaged and destroyed. And we want to say that we're grateful that we we made it through this as well.
Yeah, because there's a lot of, despite what you see online, there's still a lot of places here that don't have power and water.
Mm-hmm. And we, for a long period of time, did not as well. So have power, and like we said, we're just grateful every day about this. But the real reason for this video is about having this emergency fund,
Yes.
right? Because we would not have been able to do some of the things that we have done during this time frame without it.
Right.
So,
some things we didn't even think about. For example, we lost power for about 5 days, right? So after the hurricane, it's pretty normal that the next day you don't really expect, if the power goes out, it's a day after everybody's cleaning up and things like that. After day 2, it's like, okay, this is, is something going, is going to get counted back on tomorrow? I think after day 3, everybody was in a panic. A lot of people, let me say this, a lot of expats that work remote,
or
immigrants that work remote, were in a panic.
Digital
because
nomads.
Whatever you want to call yourself, you're an immigrant if you come to another country. That's another.
Anyway.
We're up in a panic because if your livelihood is dependent upon you having internet access to work, 3 days with no internet, no power, and not knowing when that's going to come back, started to put people in a panic. And people started to all get on the message boards, the groups asking, does anybody know where we can go? These coffee shops. And then what happened is coffee shops started getting over flooded, the ones that did have power and internet. Everybody was flocking to them trying to get on the internet and stuff like that. So it got pretty hectic pretty fast.
Oh, absolutely. But for future reference, for those who may be in a situation such as this and they are maybe in need of internet, one of the things that you and I were discussing was
going to the airport. See? It's just, these are little hacks, right? So,
or bus station.
Or the bus station, right? Because these places can have internet. The airport, they have tons of restaurants in the airport, and coffee shops and lounges before you even go through security. So you can go there.
Or may be able to go there.
Or may be able to go there. Most times those places have emergency generators and things like that. Most of those type of businesses. So yeah, it's just one little thing that we kind of was like, hey,
as a plan.
As a plan, yeah. I mean, a lot of people were trying to. I mean, it was. I don't say it's unexpected, but it was a lot of scrambling.
It was somewhat unexpected.
Yeah.
Just to talk about a little bit of the hurricane. When they first started talking about the hurricane, they were, it was just first a thunderstorm, and then it rose up to Category 2. And the night before, which was a Monday night, they returned it to a Category 3. When we got up the next morning, which is that Tuesday morning, because it hit Tuesday evening about 6. It started Tuesday morning. They were saying it was now going to be a Category 4, and so holy smoke, you think in your mind, this is it, So we friends of ours and us, we gathered the items that we can locally and to prepare ourselves, family and everything. We got all of our stuff together and we prepared ourselves. But I'm gonna just say, you can't prepare yourself for a Category 4 hurricane. Let me just say that this is what it is. What it is.
Yeah, one of the things we did is we got all of our emergency documents and everything, and kind of put them on your person
in a bag, a little bag,
a Ziploc bag, so it's waterproof, just in case something happens.
And then get ready, prepared to go, just in case you
just in case you need to
have to flee
or evacuate or whatever.
Yeah, in an emergency, you have something that you can really grab really quickly with those items. And shout out to our friends and family here, because listen, between solar powered little generator things and flashlights and little mini fans that held a charge, because we charge them. I mean, water that we put away from the sink just in case we had to flush the toilets or wash our hands or wash our bodies. I mean, so yes.
Yeah, all kinds of survival skills come into play.
Yes, all can come into play. So, like he was saying, after the hurricane had passed, and everybody was trying to get their lives back together and clean up the streets and debris and everything, we were hit like the next night with a huge thunderstorm. And then Hurricane Lidia had passed, the thunderstorm came, and the river showed out.
Yeah.
Tons of flooding, everything, and we weren't prepared because we thought we were over it from Hurricane Lidia, but no. The river said she had something to say. So lots of flooding. It made it hard for a lot of people to get the electric, us included, back up, because everybody was scrambling. So, but the emergency fund helped us. And the reason why it helped us is because what wound up happening over a few days of, not having power, staying with family, we wound up getting an Airbnb.
Right. Yeah. We the north part of PV, where the hotel zone is, and closer to Nayarit, most of the big hotels have generators and things like that, so they're pretty prepared for that type of thing. So we found an Airbnb.
Not all hotels.
Not all. Yeah, there were some that did go out and people had to
and find places.
Yeah, but we were able to find an Airbnb which had power and internet, and we were able to book that Airbnb because we had the emergency fund to do that. We had funds to do that. So this allowed us to work, get power, electricity, while they work on our
some air
and some air conditioning, while they work on our electricity. Because, like I said, it was 5 days before our electricity came back on. It just came back on yesterday, day before yesterday.
It was
I think it was day before yesterday.
Day before yesterday.
So it just came back
in
on.
the evening, yeah.
But we got the Airbnb for the week, so we're going to continue to stay in the Airbnb because they're still working on the power. So it goes in and out, in and out. It can go in and out, you know, and all that. So.
And also, you know, we also have our daughter with us
Yeah.
as well. So, you know, we have a teenager still in the house. We're saying all this to say that emergencies can come from various areas.
Yes.
Living abroad, and the reason why we bring up living abroad is because what we do is we try to plan for as much as we can, because we're not in maybe a specific place that's familiar to us. And outside of a medical emergency,
Right.
things like this can occur outside of the United States too, as well as in the United States. But we just want to give information and feedback to help those of you who are planning to do this, make this jump, or already are doing this, that it's very, very important for you to have some money set aside.
Yeah, and we could have toughed it out. There's plenty of people that toughed it out. However, our emergency fund allowed us to do something like this, to where it wasn't as big as an impact as it could have been.
Because
Right.
we did say, isn't this an emergency?
Yeah, I mean, technically.
And technically, yes, this is
Yes,
an
it is.
emergency.
Because we went back and forth with that. Like, do we want to spend this money on this? I mean, we got some family with power and things like that, but yeah, I mean, we both work and things like that, and our daughter, the schooling, and we need the space. So it was like, you know what, this is an emergency. We'll use this money for that, and that's basically what we did, as
Yes.
the earring goes.
As my earring goes. But so we're just saying, guys, have the emergency fund.
Yes.
What that emergency fund is or comprises is up to you, right? This didn't hit our emergency fund a lot, but it still
Yeah.
hit you know.
Yeah.
But we were grateful and glad that we had.
It made it way less stressful
Yes,
than it could have been.
Absolutely, way less.
100%.
So guys, if you have any comments, questions, anything like that, put them down below. Otherwise, what do you want them to do, baby?
Like, subscribe.
And hit that notification bell so that you will be alerted when we actually have our next video uploaded. Other than that, guys,
Deuces.
deuces.